I wanted to feel a bond with my Cherokee heritage.
All new at 6, bike riders following their ancestors' paths on a 900-mile trek. The Remember the Removal ride marks the forced uprooting of the Cherokee people from their homeland. It wrapped up today in Tahlequah, and as 2 Works View reporter Lisa Jones tells us, all the cyclists connected with their past. It's been a long 18 days for the Remember the Removal bike riders, but saying goodbye to each other today was difficult too. The 13 Cherokee Nation cyclists started in Georgia and rode on or near the 900-mile trek on what we know today as the Trail of Tears, through states like Illinois, Kentucky, and Missouri. The riders say their trip had its brutal moments. The heat, the hills, and fatigue, but nothing compared to what their ancestors went through 175 years ago. Of the nearly 16,000 forced to relocate on foot to Oklahoma, 4,000 Cherokees died along the trail from exposure, starvation, and disease. Today, locals in the towns along the way still know where many of the Cherokees were buried back then.
They couldn't pinpoint exactly where they are. They would just say that there's a few graves across this creek. There's a few graves down the road in a mound of your people.
Before they could even make the ride, the cyclists had to go through interviews, write essays, and prove they were fit. The group stuck together the last 3 weeks, just as their people did all those years ago.
Our ancestors had to be patient too. They couldn't leave people behind, or as bad as we want to get home, we had to all stay together.
The first Remember the Removal ride was in 1984. The riders then just wanted to bring attention to the Trail of Tears. This year, the trail was completely marked by the National Park Foundation, something the Cherokees are proud of. The ride is part of a leadership program sponsored by the Cherokee Nation. So next year, a whole new group of young people will take part in learning about their ancestors and the Trail of Tears. In Tahlequah, Lisa Jones, 2 Works for You. And by the way, a genealogist mapped out each rider's family tree before the trip, giving these cyclists a unique insight into their ancestry.